You know what, fuck it. I'm just starting. I didn't even advertise this. Is it actually working? You know what, I should probably post. This is very impromptu. VOD watchers just skip this part, I guess. Fuck it, I'm just gonna start. Okay. I'll cut that out of the VOD maybe if I'm not lazy. Okay, so. Okay. I'll cut that out of the VOD maybe if I'm not lazy. Okay, so. Hey, at YouTube, this is something that KP's been doing. Hey, multiple people, by the way. Hey, YouTube, falsely copyright struck by KP. She literally admits in a message, which I've linked, that she'll strike things that make her feel unsafe or are leaked over things that actually infringe. Blah, blah, blah. Misuse of claims. She literally admits in a message, which I've linked, that she'll strike things that make her feel unsafe or are leaked. Content used, title Q&A. That entire video Removal requested by ILoveKimpossible a lot. Okay, so this is the funny. I fucking hate YouTube. Just open this new tab. Or not. What? They make this work on the app and not on the fucking website. Or not. What? They make this work on the app and not on the fucking website. Why does YouTube break itself every fucking day? But yeah, I was warning you and your little... Okay, so basically what it is, I've read this. Warning you and your little friends, which includes people like the OpBlock, Beckett, everyone in common in this little space. Others to not make content on her because she's insane, and this is the one people are using. The thing is, this was a leaked first draft of the Let's Talk video, which was already terrible. The thing is, this was
in my last video on ILoveKimpossible's recent response titled Let's Talk, I highlighted the fact that this probably wasn't what she intended in a response video. I also...
Yeah, she did not... Somehow she didn't see this coming.
I noted that at least some details from those early drafts had leaked because they were highlighted by people like Toonshi on Twitter. Now, at time of recording, I've been unable to gain a copy of one of the original audio drafts. However, what I have been handed is nearly as good. A copy of the original draft script. Okay, so this is the leak she was talking about, how you're not allowed to use this leaked content. And I'm pretty sure that's bullshit. This is the leak she was talking about, how I took a shot in the dark and checked in with a few people who I thought may have heard one of these original drafts, and they did at least confirm that this version of the video is accurate, though not complete. It seems there may have been an even longer version of this video, though God knows what was in that. God, I hope that gets fucking leaked. That would be incredible. Regardless, I do think it is worth talking about this original draft version, because it is very different from what was actually released, and presumably KP have been working on this version for a significantly longer period of time. That being said, rather than just releasing it onto Twitter or reading it on live, I decided that you deserve a full feeling of what this video could have actually been. Okay, everyone get ready for KP Beckett. With that in mind, I've decided to do a full reconstruction. So, sit down, grab a drink, and let's talk. Get ready for, this video discusses sensitive topics including grooming, power dynamics, and online harassment. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh no, online harassment, that's definitely on the same level as grooming, definitely, in terms of trigger. 18+ content warning. Do not harass anyone discussed in this video. Do not harass anyone, but also I'm leveraging rape allegations, so, Hi everyone, this is KP. I just wanted to take this opportunity to clear the air a little bit. I should probably do this in, I don't care. Because I took some time away from a really messy situation, and now I'm coming back to it. For those who don't know, in early May, I released a video commenting on some behavior regarding fellow YouTubers, SaberSpark and DA Games. Okay, and there was shit with DA Games that was legitimate, but it got completely fucked because KP decided, you know what, I'm gonna fucking attach it to SaberSpark bullshit. But it got completely fucked because KP decided, you know what, I'm gonna fucking attach it to SaberSpark bullshit. Wasn't really well received for a number of reasons. And first off, I just want to apologize for the tone that came with it. What I didn't realize is by talking about such serious topics and using jokes and memes, it would come off as insulting and immature.
Was it bad that I had Eggman pissing on the moon in this serious video about rape allegations?
Sure.
Oh, but her response to this is fucking hilarious.
But for me personally, that's how I process trauma.
It wasn't your trauma, it was someone else's.
Is I do a lot of dark jokes to cope with my own personal trauma. Like my line about Jon Stewart. So the Jon Stewart example was Jewish humor as coping because I'm Jewish. So that's
because I'm Jewish, that is the fucking greatest response.
not a flex. So I didn't realize that it wasn't an internalized viewpoint, and I just want to say that obviously
Because I'm
any
Jewish,
type of
that
trauma
is the
is horrible
fucking
and
greatest
bad,
response.
and I'm so sorry you had to deal with anything, and everyone copes in their own way. So please,
Everyone copes and everyone seethes.
look up some healthy coping techniques, or find a professional therapist, or do whatever you need to do to process it in whichever way you want.
Copes and everyone
So, once I realized that tone was a problem, I took the video down within 3 or 4 hours of upload, and we were going to decide what to do next. And a lot of people were criticizing my interactions on Twitter.
Was talking about how much I respect ILoveKimpossible a lot the other day. Of course she has to go and screw shit up horrifically. Oh god, that ILoveKimpossible a lot response is god and awful, dude. ILoveKimpossible a lot the other day. Of course she has to go and screw shit up horrifically. Oh god, that ILoveKimpossible a lot response is god and awful, dude. Just your regular reminder, I love Kimpossible a lot, something something, married, date/married Jewish man is a type of racist behavior, especially given consideration to bending that rule for white boys. But you know that fact for black and brown guys? Never, even if they were Jewish. Date/married Jewish man is a type of racist behavior, especially given consideration
I don't read the
rest
of the
white boys. But you
But a
know
lot
that
of it
fact
was
for black and
personal
brown
catharsis
guys?
for me
Never,
because
even if
this
they
was
were
such
Jewish.
a hard project, and we were working on it for such a hard time, and it was hard for me personally. It was like it was sad hearing about all of these stories, like regardless. And that was interpreted as ego. And just for full disclosure, I was dealing with a PTSD episode in response to everything that happened.
Didn't she get quote-unquote PTSD from a 16-year-old exposing her for being a shitty employer?
The failure of this video. So people assume my silence was completion or guilt. And it makes me feel really weird.
Completion.
Because it makes me feel like I'm not even allowed to have my own space to process decisions that I make at my own speed.
My own space to process decisions about someone else.
Like, if I don't react immediately, then suddenly I'm guilty of everything everyone can think
My
of.
own space to That's not. It's not what it.
else.
Oh my god.
So, just for the record, I hate creators with ego. I know I joke a lot about myself, but I really don't think you should be making art or anything really with ego attached. Art especially. Because I feel like that's kind of a sacred thing to do.
But what? What? I've seen this before, but it still baffles me that, like, this art rant. I mean, don't you have, a little bit of ego in art? If it's about your... I don't know. It's such a vague expression, ego, in art, that it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make any sense. It's such a vague
But with ego, you make it about power dynamics.
Power dynamics. Power dynamics. Power dynamics. It doesn't make any sense. Power dynamics. Power dynamics. Power dynamics.
Or who has the most views, and it's just exhausting. And that's one of the reasons I've been doing YouTube the way I've been doing it for as long as I have, because I
styles herself as a brony anal cyst.
love art and animation, and I like talking about it in a way that I can express and have fun with. It's just part of who I am, and what I like to do, and what like my deep artistic soul. So I would probably just be doing it anyway in my head. The real question no one really asked is, okay, but what was she trying to say?
What is this bitch tripping about? Sorry.
If you've never heard my side before, I'm here to make sure there's even a second side to hear. And I invite you to sit with the patterns of these issues, not the personalities. So, the core of the main video originally was to criticize DA Games, Will Ryan, and the rest of his team for not only how they run their Discord server, but how they handle their interactions with their fans.
But no, wasn't it mostly about Saberspark? Like, it was very focused on... Then why include that? Why include Saberspark? Like, it was very focused on...
Specifically, children. There is documented proof of problematic behavior.
Why include Saberspark? Oh my god.
Including using slurs, accounts of parasocial behavior.
Using slurs, we're talking about rape and grooming allegations. That is like a non-issue. Don't use slurs. Slurs are bad. But like, stay focused on the biggest issue.
And
that is like a non-issue.
Accidentally sharing
Don't use
inappropriate
slurs.
images
Slurs
in
are
a
bad.
server that children have access to. And instead of addressing it and apologizing and giving a plan for how they'll never do it again, they just erase the evidence. And if a creator has
Erasing
children have
evidence.
access to instead of addressing it and apologizing,
Are you fucking kidding me?
and
Is
giving a
my
plan for
audio
how they'll
being...
never do it again.
Erasing evidence. KP deleted like everything from her Twitter after like since 2022. So yeah. KP deleted like everything from her Twitter after like since 2022. So I'm gonna pop out the chat just in case someone shows up. I did not prepare for this. What?
Children and behaves recklessly, that deserves scrutiny. Period. Fame just isn't a shield. So let's get this straight. The core of the video was not only my interactions with DA Games, but how they handle issues of grooming and specifically issues with children. We're talking about someone with influence, access, and no real oversight. This isn't cancel culture. We're not trying to cancel anyone. This is community protection.
I love Beckett. Beckett, you make this video bearable.
It should have been everyone's concern, frankly. And yet, the second I brought it up, the focus became my tone, not the risk.
It wasn't about the tone, it was about including Saberspark and yeah, the tone was kind of an issue. There was maybe don't include memes, but you completely fucked up the DA Games thing by including it with allegation that Saberspark has a fucking harem of parasocial brony girls. Pegasisters.
Let's be clear, the internet will always turn everything into content, but some things aren't content, they're warnings. I didn't come forward because I wanted attention. I came forward because kids were involved. And if the biggest takeaway from that is still, she seems mad, then we need to take a hard look at what kind of fandom culture we're building.
I'm just in pain.
What I liked or didn't like doesn't change whether a grown man acted recklessly around minors. So let's
stop making it about DA Games. The controversy with you is about the Saberspark allegations that in turn destroyed the credibility of the DA Games document. Controversy with you is about the Saberspark allegations that in turn destroyed the credibility of the DA Games document. You as in KP. When I say you, I mean KP, not Beckett. I hope that's obvious.
Let's talk about the power of the creator. If you're a creator with a young fan base, you don't get to be reckless. You don't get to play naive. This isn't a hobby. It's a position of power.
Oh god.
And when the power's mishandled, then people...
Okay, I gotta read this. Fucking watch. Hey, so I don't know if you understand the full context of the orgasm talk, but the full context as to what Courtney suggested was something I didn't recognize as inappropriate until very recently. I told them about how I didn't know how to do it right, to which Courtney recommended using a shirt and asking me if I have a mirror to look down there. They told me it was going to talk about it to me as cynical as possible to avoid taking advantage of me like how others have, her exact words. I wish I had the messages to prove it.
Especially kids who don't know when someone is crossing a line. The question shouldn't have been, why did KP say it like that? Bro, that video from
ILoveKimpossible a lot, god what a long name, shows that some people refuse to take things like grooming, pedophilia, sexual assault, etc. seriously.
It should have been, what was she trying to say? This wasn't about one incident, it was a pattern, a documented, long-standing one. If the roles were reversed, if a small creator ignored this kind of behavior in someone else, they'd be complicit. So why is it controversial to speak up when I did? The risk wasn't the careers, the risk was the kids, who trusted someone they admired and maybe didn't have the tools to know when that trust was being broken. I shouldn't have been the first person to say it. I mean, I wasn't, but I'm glad I did. So during this, I recorded a story for my safety about someone making an explicit story about me. First off, I want
the joke about coming on the clothes.
To apologize. I thought it was clear that I was recording Chris, but I should have just said it outright.
The joke about coming on the clothes.
Framed as worse than the harm, like worse than making up a gross, illicit, a story about another person that might affect their career prospects.
Okay, in this one she's acknowledging it didn't actually happen, but in the next one, in the final version, she's like, oh, it's a biohazard, and it's sexual harassment, and it's a sex crime. But in the next one, in the final version, she's like, oh, it's a biohazard, and it's sexual harassment, and it's a sex crime. And do you understand that he was making a gross sex joke, or do you think it actually happened?
And don't tell them until the story gets back to them. It makes it seem gross. Do you understand that he was making a gross sex joke?
Karen.
Or do you think it actually happened? If you're more upset about how someone defended themselves than why they had to, that's not accountability. Some people have pointed out that it was unfair that I recorded Chris without his explicit knowledge, which is fair. So I've taken down all the links of the recording.
Yeah, but the archives are probably still up, so...
I don't have access to the raw file, but I've taken down where people have access to it. So in hindsight, I should have just asked Chris to do a public apology, explaining the situation, because I was personally afraid that that story would continue to harm business friendships and relationships, because no one would ever have the correct version.
How would a joke about him doing something gross affect you? I'm pretty sure the things you've actually done have affected you way more than that stupid story. Like, I'm pretty sure the things you've actually done. I've heard supposedly people know about KP in like the industry and will not work with her because she's insane and she's just a shit boss. I've heard
Chris had done that.
People know
I don't really know Chris,
in like the industry
but that was a little bit of my fear, to be honest.
She's insane and
I'm just exhausted of people talking about me without me having a way to respond. And DA Games, they loved me. They sent me 3 legal requests, including 2 they used dummy accounts to send me.
Oh, sending legal requests? Like DMCA takedowns? Huh? Those are a legal request. Oh, sending requests.
Pause
I can't believe anyone would do that, KP.
to read if you want to.
Those are
So they seem more focused in silencing the people that actually had criticism than addressing and correcting
anyone would
the
do
actual
that,
criticism.
KP. Silencing criticism? Oh no!
So now we get to Saber. My personal connection with Saberspark was uncomfortable. And I'll just leave it at that.
Silencing criticism? Whoa. Oh no! Just leave it at that. I'm just not that into you.
Going to Saber was about holding Chris accountable for his behavior, for the story, the Nazi images, but especially his behavior that endangered children and the unhealthy DA Games behavior at large. And he framed me as a jealous girl.
Jealous girl. Baby.
Mad about rejection. Shout out to Jenny Nicholson for calling out how he implied a narrative about open communication.
Except Jenny had no idea what was actually going on. Jenny just put her 2 cents in, pulling shit out of her ass. And also, who gives a fuck? Except Jenny had no idea what was actually going on.
She's the goat. And I don't want to be mean, but I'm not crushing. Sit down, sir.
Who gives a fuck? I don't know what to say about. She thinks everyone wants to bang. She thinks she's some sort of succubus. That she's the beautiful siren leading us all into. I don't know.
Thinks everyone wants to bang. I'm open for our Skype blogs being made public to prove what happened. I'm tired of stories being shaped in private. Saber can contact me if he wants to do that. We have already tried contacting him. And I have verification from a mutual party that he's seen those emails and chosen not to respond.
Because you're crazy. Why would he want to respond to you when you were accusing him of having a parasocial Pegasus-ter harem? Because you're
and just
crazy.
To be clear, I don't want to make content.
Why would he
like
want
Saber.
to respond to you
Dismissing
when you
shows as cringe
accusing
or
him of having a parasocial
Oh
my god, it's the part where she complains about his content for no reason. What does this have to do with anything?
surface level ruins audience engagement and emotional nuance.
The part where she
Cynical creators create
no
shallow
reason.
viewers and hurts the creators behind
Lesbian? I like that one.
the work. This can harm executive decisions on struggling shows unfairly. We should fight for the future of animation, not mock it in the algorithm. Anyway, going back to Saber.
What did that have to do with fucking anything? You're just complaining about his content. That has nothing to do with... You're talking about grooming allegations and what DA Games is doing to kids. Why would you include that? Nothing to do with...
You're talking about grooming allegations. And one of the things that came from that is that the perfect victim myth got reinforced.
Why would you include
More resources in the description if you don't know what that is. Others used to use the video for content without.
Why would you have to link something? It's not that hard to explain. Perfect victim. Perfect victim is expecting, sort of policing the response of a victim to determine their victimhood, the validity of their victimhood. Perfect victim is expecting
context. What do you mean turns into how can I monetize this? Cartoon Sheep, the person I've never met before this, didn't reach out to me. Didn't quote any actual intentions.
Oh yeah, Cartoon Sheep did try to reach out to her, and she ignored him, so...
And didn't seem interested in checking his assumptions. He made a spectacle out of a story he wasn't a part of, then acted like his read was the neutral, mature one. But really, it's lazy and passive gaslighting in language...
Passive... Shut up about gaslighting. You do not know what gaslighting is.
...reasonableness. This seems to be a pattern with a lot of people that were commenting on this case. And if your attention's
shut up about
really
gaslighting.
good and
you do
not
know what
monetizing
gaslighting
YouTube
is.
drama for your own personal gain, why don't you donate your monetized profits to charity?
Because some people don't have rich parents, and some people need to make money in order to support themselves and to keep doing what they do.
I'll wait for the receipts.
Some people don't have
so
rich
one of the
parents,
things I did was review the video with other trauma survivors, but I didn't realize that experience wasn't universal. And then people benefited from it. Like this
I
one
have no idea what the fuck she's on about this section. Nobody else does either.
incident where someone shared a DM publicly without context after offering to help me and being a fanboy. And then a spicy comment was about coping, not about dismissal. This wasn't ethics, this was optics. And then there was the situation with Courtney P. For those who don't know, Courtney P is another YouTuber, and she got into a fight in the live chat with another trauma survivor, and it wasn't great. And for the record, I disagree with how Courtney acted. I checked on the person she dismissed, discussed things directly, and cut ties. Something else I noticed is a lot of people who talk about me only talk about their side of the story, often framed for clout or trends.
Yeah, no, you are a clout chasing bitch.
And this can incite harassment, unfortunately. So just please, be more careful and have more honest conversations.
Yeah, no, you are a clout chasing. Also, how are they supposed to tell your side of the story? They're telling their side because that's the side you always tell. That's the side of the story you can tell. So how are your own.
Tell your side of the story? There was how Mr. Enter treated me initially. He used the lecturing tone in comments like, "This isn't My Little Pony, Rachel." This is valid emotional testimony.
Based enter, based enter, based enter.
He reduced nuanced trauma to poor tone, not just mine, but other people's, or emotional instability. He positioned himself as the reasonable adult versus immature fangirl, painting the story as punishment instead of pain. And he focused more on bullet points and timeline logic than the human impact. He assumed I was lying in places without giving me a chance to clarify. He ignored the deeper, emotional truth about what was being said, and he dismissed it as drama.
Drama. Dismissed it as drama. Shut the fuck up, actually.
Despite everything, I still appreciate that Mr. Enter gave me the chance to talk, even though I should have waited a little bit. And let me also just be clear about this. Sometimes passion in men is seen as genius, but passion in women is seen as unstable.
What does this have to do with passion? This is about grooming allegations and mishandling fucking everything and leveraging rape allegations against someone.
I know I'm intense. How I present myself in my YouTube videos when I'm a horse sometimes is not the same as how I present myself in real life.
I'm just gonna replay that.
When I'm a horse sometimes is not the same as how I present myself in real life.
When I'm a horse. Well, this episode, brain.
And how my thought process works. I personally exaggerate myself for comedy, and that gets read as an oversimplified version of my character.
But your comedy has nothing to do with this.
It affects my fandom friendships sometimes. It makes me feel a little unsafe.
Unsafe. Unsafe.
Something that I'm also seeing is that people's friends or favorite content creators are very special, and there's emotional connection there. And when they're found out doing something bad or perceived to be doing something bad, then some people don't question that loyalty. And like, maybe you should. Maybe you should try and get every possible perspective you can. Maybe your friend's version of the truth might not match the other perspective of the other person.
Yeah, but he had, like... Is this about Saber or about DA Games? Saber paid fucking thousands to get evidence back. And the allegation was rape by accident, which doesn't... Saber paid fucking thousands to get evidence back. Everyone falls in love with me, father. Rape by accident, which doesn't...
And then it gets into the bigger problem, when fanboys catch feelings and don't get reciprocated. Suddenly, I'm crazy or too much. I stop being insightful and start being unstable. Gaslighting through facts. Survivors...
Gaslighting through facts! No!
Mess up dates or details and get dismissed completely. And trauma isn't a spreadsheet. Pain doesn't happen in bullet points, like can't we just admit that Saber might have made mistakes too? I get questions about whether I regret platforming Emily, and the answer is complicated. Emily recently did a video where she opens up about her side of things, and if you want to hear from her perspective, link is in the description. But I also want to say this. The goal was never to make Emily the center of this. It was to hold patterns accountable. And I regret by bringing Emily in, it distracted to what the whole video was supposed to be.
Yeah. Call her a zoophile the way she screwed that fucking pooch.
I don't think I was wrong to listen to somebody and potentially try and help them. But I think the execution and the advice I gave could have been different in hindsight. Maybe I should have been more firm about her filing a police report first. Even during editing, someone crossed boundaries who knew what the video was about. This isn't rare. This is a pattern. And when people volunteer for me, sometimes their expectations are fun times with KP, and they're being worked, and me putting up my own boundaries seems dismissive of...
And A9 came forward with his harrowing tale of working for I Love Whipping Slaves a lot. He outlines how people working on the project were required to attend mandatory meetings at risk of getting a strike, regardless of time zones or personal schedules. He outlines how people working on the project were required to attend. In the end, I got zero exposure from working on her stupid project.
I'm not interested in building a brand on trauma. I'm not letting this get reframed as
a manipulative bitch that corrodes the self-confidence and optimism of any that work for her.
A scandal when it was a warning. Some things to take away from this is have honest conversations with your friends or your work environment. It can save a lot of stress. Trust me. I know you don't have to agree with it, but
I'm getting tired.
Especially the child
her bullshit
behavior. How can we use this experience to better share online communities for kids and adults? Should we have more strict age restrictions or more universal moderation guidelines for creators? And just a reminder that harassment is never okay. Criticism of the video and situation is fine, but people use this opportunity to tell me to unalive myself.
Did you just use the word? You can say the word kill. Or if you're really worried about it, you could use the phrase end my own life or something less fucking stupid than unalive. Or if you're really worried about it, you could use the phrase end my own life or something less fucking stupid than unalive. Like people were asking me to take my own life. There, that's fine, that works.
And me taking space from the situation was seen as a dismissal of the concerns. I feel like I'm not allowed to have boundaries sometimes.
Take my own life.
Consider
there, that's
why
fine,
you have to tell a person you never met that they shouldn't be alive anymore. That's not okay. Just some bonus things to take away from this. I also didn't realize how weird Brody Fandom was. Like, the level...
Oh, bonk! We got bonk!
But it seems to me that he's very mentally ill, and I hope he gets the help he needs. Sorry.
Oh, bonk! We got bonk!
And maybe takes a break from the internet. So regardless of Claire, the Black Griffin tweets are still kind of weird.
Oh my god. Yeah, she really ends on talking about Black Griffin. Fuck my life. Oh my god. Not Black Griffin.
But what about Destiny? What about the kids that Gabe was DMing, for those who don't remember? Destiny was Black Griffin's original accuser. What about the deviant art note where he's trying to hang out with a 14-year-old? Saber used my video's performance as an excuse to ignore the issues and shout out to all my friends and supporters and fans that were skeptical of information when it was first coming out. You guys are the real MVPs, and I really appreciate it. I know this was a weird situation, but your loyalty and patience means a lot, and I really appreciate you.
I thought loyalty was dangerous, and that you were supposed to question loyalty.
Like, never stop shining, and just some happy things to end on. So what's next? I've been working on a show pitch, and I'm really hoping something like my story can change the world. This is my dog Toby. He's very cute, and he likes to wear outfits. Please enjoy.
God, please God, don't subscribe based on this shit post. That was it. See, there's no way how I present myself in my YouTube videos when I'm a horse is not the same as how I present myself in real life is a real line. I always kind of wish this was the final version. It's somehow better than the actual apology we got, and also worse. Like, she's more direct about what the controversy was. She actually had the guts to name people, and her saying I'm sorry was right at the start, which is at least better than being passive-aggressive. But holy shit, Jewish humor is how I cope because I'm Jewish. What the fuck? Hi, cartoon. I hate that I was portrayed as the jealous girl, proceeds to be jealous with Saber's success by calling his content shallow. Accidentally said. Although I remember some of it was lolly, so like there was issues with posting lolly, which was not good. Hey, a script, who would have known? See, now Jar can't say no other YouTuber had their video uploaded without their permission, and I did. There we go. Based comment section. I'm gonna end. Just. Now Jar can't say no other YouTuber had their video uploaded without their permission, and I did. There we go. Based comment section. I'm gonna end.